Looking out over the Tokyo Bay waterfront, a sprawling, geometric complex dominates the Ariake district. On any given week, this facility might host the bleeding edge of global aerospace technology. A few days later, those same halls will fill with hundreds of thousands of anime and pop culture fans. Opened in April 1996 and designed by the architectural firm AXS Sato, it was constructed as a purpose-built hub to centralize Japan's global exhibition power. Handling that logistical variety requires a highly calibrated environment. The facility functions as an engine engineered specifically to manage human connection at this scale. The visual anchor of the complex is the 58-meter-tall conference tower. 4 inverted pyramids clad in glass and titanium panels sit mounted upon massive central supports. This exterior is imposing and rigid, but step inside and the environment destabilizes. Every week, exhibitors construct entirely new temporary cities within its walls. That extreme visual contrast serves a distinct psychological purpose. The monumental, unforgettable exterior creates a permanent brand identity, while the interior functions as a blank, modular space that can be reconfigured weekly. This diagram shows the layout of Tokyo Big Sight, divided into 3 zones, the East, West, and South exhibition halls. Focusing on the East section, individual halls are structured as 90 by 90 meter grids that link together, creating a continuous modular flow. Moving thousands of people safely between these vast zones requires a massive central artery. The 2-story glass-roofed galleria serves this exact function. The design also utilizes vertical integration. By placing the main convention facilities of the conference tower directly above the second-floor entrance plaza, different demographics of attendees are stacked on top of each other without ever having to intersect. By precisely dividing the spatial geometry, the facility prevents logistical gridlock. It takes 115,420 square meters of exhibition space and breaks it down into managed, purposeful interactions. Supporting highly technical exhibitors requires heavy, unseen utilities. Embedded beneath the exhibition hall floors is a network supplying water, gas, compressed air, and optical communications directly to individual booths. When crowds peak, the venue relies on an internal survival ecosystem. Dedicated visitor and business centers, internal catering kitchens, and convenience stores keep operations running. To break up this dense industrial layout, the designers integrated specific cultural elements into the footprint. 7 distinct public art installations by international artists are scattered around the venue. One of the most prominent pieces is a giant sculpture of a handsaw by Claes Oldenburg and Couché van Bruggen. Integrating industrial utilities with public art allows the facility to function as a self-contained visitor ecosystem. During peak event days, the opening hour rush generates intense kinetic energy as hundreds of thousands of attendees pack tightly into the central entrance plaza. For major corporate summits like the Tokyo Motor Show or Sushi Tech Tokyo, the atmosphere is formal, driven by international investors and significant economic capital. But within the exact same square footage, events like Comiket require different, fan-driven grassroots logistics to safely manage the sheer density of attendees. The transition between these extremes is rapid. The venue systematically resets from an industrial trade show to a sprawling cultural market almost overnight. This rapid turnover allows Tokyo to host critical industrial summits and massive cultural gatherings back-to-back, using the same footprint without logistical friction. Stepping outside the immediate complex, Tokyo Big Sight acts as the geographic and economic anchor for the entire Tokyo waterfront city. High-capacity transit arteries like the Yurakamome and Rinkai lines rapidly pump attendees away from the venue and distribute them throughout the surrounding districts. As those crowds leave the exhibition halls, the economic spillover floods into local hotels, nearby entertainment complexes like the Ariake Park building, and the surrounding tech hubs. The venue acts as a beating heart for Odaiba and Ariake. The ideas generated inside the halls physically translate into capital and momentum throughout the entire Bay Area. As dusk falls over the bay, the daily events conclude and the massive crowds finally disperse into the city. In a single 12-hour window, millions of ideas are exchanged, international contracts are signed, and global fandoms are celebrated. Standing above it all, the iconic inverted pyramids serve as a permanent lighthouse for this temporary daily cycle of innovation. By providing a permanent home for these temporary transformations, Tokyo Big Sight ensures the city has a dedicated stage for constant physical reinvention.